There is nothing wrong with any of the different styles that we come across. What I see people getting stuck on is that they find one style and then they say, this is who I am.
Welcome to another $4 million Strategies. Today, I'm excited to have with us Aree Bly, author of The Sustainable Brain. Today, we're going to be talking about a key topic that you can take for your business, effective senior leadership. Aree, what is something you'd recommend to our audience?
So the one thing that I find that I run into, and this is whether I'm working with individual senior leaders who are trying to kind of get their footing as leaders and figure out how to navigate certain situations. Sometimes I'm working with small companies who are in a growth phase and they have a lot of new leaders coming on board and trying to figure out how to equip them with the skills necessary to kind of move into those leadership skills. Or even in situations such as a established company that was acquired by another organization, and therefore the whole culture changes, the whole senior team, the leadership approach changes. There's so many moving parts in all of our leadership journeys that the thing that I run into is where individuals and in their leadership styles start to get set on, this is the type of leader that I am. Right? We all know what type of leader we tend to be. We are maybe a very visionary leader who likes to see where we're headed and get everybody excited about it. Maybe we have ones who are much more coaching focused. They really want to develop the individuals and move them forward in a coaching approach. Some people are much more commanding, like this is how we're getting there. We're going to set the stage for step 1 through 40, and this is where we're going. There is nothing wrong with any of the different styles that we come across. What I see people getting stuck on is that they find one style and then they say, this is who I am. But we forget how situational it is. And knowing who you are and what your dominant style is an absolutely great place to start. But where you need to go from there is really start to understand the contextual aspects of it, right? So in this situation of the culture of the organization that I'm working with, what type of style might actually be a good fit for me to be using with this specific team that I'm managing or with this client that I'm working with? What is the right type of style to use? When I'm talking about what stage of business, when you look at small consulting firms or any organization, they kind of have their startup phase, their growth phase, their kind of plateaued, steady state phase. It takes a different style of leader to really impact and be effective in each of those stages. So understanding the context is key. And then what it all comes down to is I like to think of it as your leadership ladder. So at the base of it is your dominant style. That's where you are most comfortable. That's where you fall into if you're not thinking about it intentionally. You probably have a few styles that you can navigate into and flex into very comfortably. Right? You know how to operate in a coaching manner when maybe, normally you're a visionary. That's fine. You can move a little bit, but there are going to be styles at that higher level where you're just not comfortable. You don't have the natural inclination to do that. You don't really understand maybe how to operate that way. It's not in your strengths. And those are really those stretch styles. You may need to be able to operate with them. So those are the ones where it's most beneficial to start to say, okay, I'm not naturally that kind of leader, but I know someone that is, right? You probably know someone in your network that is the commanding leader that's like, look, we need to get from point A to point B and we have to get there quickly. And I need someone who can move you. So in that case, ask yourself, what would fill in the blank leader do? So put yourself in their shoes. If they're close enough in your network that you can approach them kind of as a mentor or as a, hey, let's just talk through this and give me your advice, do that as well. But starting to put yourself in those shoes of what would so-and-so do can help you move into those stretch leadership styles. So once you start identifying that, you can move yourself through and place yourself in a good strategic position for better leadership.
Perfect. Aree, thank you so much for those great tips on having effective senior leadership in your company.
Thank you.